Officers of the ruling Jamaica Labour Party tried without success last night to convince Prime Minister Bruce Golding to reverse his decision to step down as head of the government and the party.
In attendance at the meeting, which started at about 7 o'clock, was party leader Bruce Golding, who on Sunday signaled that he will not seek re-election during the JLP's annual conference in November and will be stepping down as Prime Minister. At the end of the meeting, party chairman Mike Henry said party officers held talks with Mr. Golding and discussed the way forward in selecting his replacement. Education Minister Andrew Holness, Minister of Industry Dr. Christopher Tufton, and Finance Minister Audley Shaw are being touted as possible successors to Mr. Golding. In the meantime, Information Minister Darrell Vaz, who emerged from the meeting with Mr. Holness, who is also chairman of the JLP's Public Relations Committee, said the party is working towards a smooth leadership transition. According to Mr. Vaz, the aim is to avoid any instability in the Jamaica Labour Party. The election will take place during the JLP's annual conference, which is scheduled for the weekend of November 18.
CLICO policyholders in Trinidad and Tobago have challenged new legislation barring legal action against the central bank. The action comes less than a week after the Trinidad Parliament approved legislation preventing policyholders with the embattled life insurance company from taking or continuing any legal action against the central bank for recovery of money. The court-appointed representative for Executive Flexible Premium Annuity policyholders, Percy Farrell, initiated legal proceedings against Finance Minister Winston Ducaran yesterday. Farrell and 4 others are challenging the provisions of the Purchase of Certain Rights and Validation Act of 2011 and the Central Bank Amendment Act 2011. Last week, Ducaran successfully piloted legislation allowing for the buyout of certain rights held by CLICO and British American policyholders. Both companies collapsed in January 2009. Guyana has become the latest CARICOM country to sign an agreement to promote firearms marking in Latin America and the Caribbean. This forms part of the Inter-American Convention against illicit manufacturing and trafficking in firearms. The agreement was signed by the Secretary General of the organization, Jose Miguel Insulza, and Guyana's permanent representative to the OAS, Ambassador Beni Karan, and Steve Costner, the Deputy Director of Weapons Removal and Abatement in the United States government. Guyana joins Barbados, the Bahamas, Belize, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Trinidad and Tobago in having signed that agreement. It has also been signed by Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Uruguay, and Paraguay.
Good evening, I'm Kent Jerson. This is the Business Report. The head of the Barbados International Business Association believes there's a pressing need for the country to step up its game regarding business facilitation. Connie Smith says this is necessary if Barbados is to continue competing effectively on the global stage. She was speaking to the Business Report shortly before the association's luncheon this afternoon at the Hilton Hotel. As she explains, the term business facilitation encompasses a wide range of areas.
That could be as simple as how long it takes to incorporate and license a company. It could be how long it takes for us to process a work permit application. It could be how long it takes for us to open a bank account. It could be how long it takes for all law firms to respond with a legal opinion. It's a whole range of things. And I think in that respect, we do have a significant opportunity to step up our game and increase our service opportunity. And that is both public and private sector. And everyone needs to get on board in enhancing our business facilitation initiatives.
The BIBA president also points out that the sector contributes more to the Barbados economy than government's tax take and bringing in foreign exchange.
Every time we get people coming to Barbados for international business, they stay at our hotels, they take advantage of all of the other opportunities that our traditional tourists take advantage of. And that revenue is calculated at the moment in our tourism figures. So we need to find a way of extracting that. Importantly, a study has already been undergone as to how we can measure on an ongoing basis that contribution and to put the right mechanism in place, and Invest Barbados has taken the initiative of spearheading that.
In other news, small and medium-sized businesses are getting more help from the banking sector. This time the assistance is coming from the Barbados National Bank. It has sponsored a commercial customer business program facilitated by the Arthur Lockjack Graduate School of Business. The program was launched this morning at the Island Inn Hotel and is catering to about 25 business people.
Over the past few months, BNB has embarked on a series of initiatives to equip our commercial customers with the tools and skills necessary to survive and thrive through the current recessionary period and beyond. We see this as an investment in our customers, and as the old adage goes, we are prepared to put our money where our mouth is. At BNB, we understand, appreciate, and support the role that small and medium-sized enterprises play in the economic development of our nation.
Natasha Subero is the business development consultant with the Arthur Lockjack Graduate School of Business. She explains to the participants the benefits of the program.
What Republic Bank and its Barbados National Bank is trying to do is to make sure that they are seeing the success potential in you. You are successful right now, that's why you're here. And they are seeing even more potential for success in the future. And trying to help you ensure that you don't become complacent, that you don't lose that edge, that you remain cutting edge, just like the bank is trying to remain cutting edge by all of the initiatives that it's trying to implement, that it has been implementing, to ensure that you, the critical source of growth in the economy, a source of growth for the bank as well, remain at the top of your game. That's why this program is important, and that's why your participation is important.
Well, it was just last week that Scotiabank held a seminar for small businesses on how to manage cash flow. A look at the stocks now. Here's a summary of today's trading on some of the region's exchanges.
A very good evening to all, and we recorded fair to partly cloudy skies with just a few brief showers overnight, but today was another scorcher here in Barbados. The maximum temperature at the airport may not have been representative of what we felt, but the apparent temperature, that would have given the true figure. The maximum temperature 31.5, the minimum temperature was 25.1. At 6 o'clock, the temperature was 29 degrees Celsius, rather warm for 6 o'clock, but as I indicated, another hot day. The humidity stood at 73%. Take a look. The winds out of the south, 4 kilometers per hour. Get out the cooling devices. The apparent temperature was 39 degrees Celsius around noon today. That was a better representation of what the temperature was like on the outside. And in the eastern Atlantic, we have bits and pieces of activity. There's a tropical wave, a weak tropical wave in the vicinity of 23 degrees west. Most of the convection associated with that system sort of has dissipated. This is Tropical Storm Philippe, pushing to the north at this time, poses no threat at this time to any land masses, and we're not going to be worrying with that. There's a tropical wave in the vicinity of around 48 degrees west. Most of the activity associated with that system has dissipated. But what was merely a remnant activity just to the northeast of the island chain flared up again. A reconnaissance aircraft went in this evening, and it is now Tropical Depression Ophelia again. Let's put the cloud in motion. At 5 o'clock, the center of that system was in the vicinity of 17.6 degrees north, 60.5 degrees west, or just under 170 miles to the east-southeast of the northern Leeward Islands. The system is packing maximum sustained winds of 30 miles per hour, and there is some indication that this system could intensify as the shear levels have fallen. Now, the islands to the north, Guadeloupe, Martinique, St. Kitts, and those northern islands have already started to experience some kind of thunderstorm activity. The system has the potential to generate about 2 to 4 inches of rainfall over the next 24 hours. But of course, the west-northwestward track, it is merely moving to the west-northwest at about 5 miles per hour. But indications are that the system could intensify. Now, the implications for Barbados, presently it is pushing a whole load of high-level clouds southward. But we are going to be sitting on the southern periphery of this activity tomorrow. We can see some increase in moisture, and as a result, we could be looking at partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some showers and maybe even a few isolated thunderstorms. I'll be back after the break. Welcome back. Well, this is what we're expecting in the region tomorrow. The activity, of course, associated with Tropical Depression Ophelia, most of the heavy action is expected to be to the north, but with the very light wind regime that we have here in Barbados and to the south, there's a possibility of some localized activity and a few afternoon showers, maybe even isolated thunderstorms, but the bulk of the activity is going to be to the north of the area. Let's take a look at our 4-day prediction. Wednesday through to Saturday, there could be a mix of sunshine and some afternoon showers. Towards Thursday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies and some scattered shower activity, but the activity is going to be drying out towards Saturday. Sunrise in Barbados tomorrow, 5:47. Sunset will be at 5:51. The tide, the first high tide, 18 minutes after 3 in the a.m. The second is going to be at 3:30 in the p.m. The first low tide, 19 minutes after 9 in the a.m. The second is going to be at 9:42 in the evening. The seas at this time and expected for the next 12-24 hours, light to moderate in open water, peaking at 2 meters. The winds southeasterly to southeasterly, 10 to 35 kilometers per hour. Our predictions for tonight, fairly partly cloudy with brief scattered showers, maybe the chance of seeing some thunderstorms, some lightning in the north. Tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy with some scattered showers and possible isolated thunderstorms.